everyone, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. In this video, we are going to learn how to create Xero code for Google Forms submission. Suppose I want that whenever a customer or client is going to submit the form, by using that form response, automatically a code should be created in Xero, which is an amazing accounting software. So how we are going to automate this entire process? For this, we will have to integrate both these applications, and that we are going to do with the help of an amazing automation and integration software, Pabbly Connect. Now here we have Google Forms in our trigger and Xero in our action. So we are going to connect both of them by using Pabbly Connect in such a way that whenever a form will be submitted by a client in Google Forms, automatically the person who have submitted the form will first get searched in Xero, and if that contact or that person will be an existing customer of Xero, then automatically a code will be created for that customer in Xero. And now in order to learn this entire automation step by step, let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we are going to learn how can we automatically create quotations for a particular product in Xero whenever we will receive Google form response. So let's suppose my clients have submitted a Google form in order to receive the quotation for a particular product along with the amount and other details. And now I want that as soon as my client is going to submit a Google form for receiving the quotation, if that same client will be my existing customer in Xero, I want that automatically a quotation should be created. Okay. In order to create this automation, we are going to integrate Google Forms and Xero, and that we are going to do with the help of an amazing automation and integration software, Pabbly Connect. This is the home page of Pabbly Connect, where we can reach directly by typing pabbly.com/connect, this URL in our browser. Once we will reach on this home page, we can find two options here, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, you can directly click on sign in, but if you are a new user, you have to click on sign up for free button to create your free new account. And also when you will create your account, you will get 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. Now, as an existing user, I'm directly clicking on sign in. This is the all apps section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. Let's click on access now. And it has taken us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Now on this dashboard, we can find all our workflows which we have created, and we can also create folders here in order to save our workflows. As I have two folders here, in this test integrations folder, I have saved a lot of workflows. In the same manner, by creating multiple folders, you can save your workflows accordingly on the dashboard. Now to create a new workflow, we have to click on this create workflow option which is given on the right corner. Let's do that, and here a dialog box will appear in front of us. It is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, let us provide a name. Create Xero codes for Google Form submission. Now, after giving the name, we can also select the folder in which we want to save our workflow. So from the drop down, I'm going to select this test integrations folder. And now we will click on create. As we do that, we can find that two windows are open in front of us, trigger and action. Now, what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts or the two main principles on which the entire automation runs. Here, the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is a response towards our trigger. Whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can have multiple actions as we want. Now, let's suppose here in this workflow, we are going to take Google Forms in our trigger and Xero, which is an amazing accounting software, in our action. And now we want that as soon as a Google form will be submitted along with the details of a new customer, automatically by using that response, a code should be created in Xero. So here we can find that our action is a response towards our trigger, because when the trigger happens, that is when the form is submitted in Google Forms, then only the code is created in Xero. Now, after understanding the concept of trigger in action, let's start creating this workflow step by step. First of all, we will select our trigger application, and that is Google Form. So let's select it. Now we will select our trigger event. Now what is trigger event? Trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to start. So basically we are going to select new response received as our trigger event over here, as we want that whenever a new form will be submitted in Google Forms, the response of that form should be captured automatically here in Pabbly Connect, and with that response the workflow should get triggered. As we have done that, a webhook URL is provided to us along with some instructions which we need to follow in order to connect Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. First of all, let me take you towards my Google Forms. So this is the form which I have created, and now I want that as soon as a person is going to fill this form and submit it, I want to capture the response in Pabbly Connect automatically. But for that, we will first have to connect the same form with Pabbly Connect, and that we are going to do with the help of Google Sheets. So we will go towards response section in the form, and then we will click on this view in sheet option, so that the response which we are receiving in Google Forms will be viewed in Google Sheets. So I've already done that, and now I'm going to connect the same spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect. Okay, how we are going to do that? With the help of this webhook URL which is provided to us. So basically this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge for sending the data from Google Sheets towards Pabbly Connect. Basically here we are receiving the response of Google Forms. Okay. Now, first of all, let us copy the webbook URL and then we will go towards the Google Sheet. And here we will select the option of extensions. Under that, we can find the option of add-ons and here we have to click on Get Add-ons. It has taken us towards Google Workspace Marketplace. Now here we will search for Pabbly Connect Webbooks. Basically, Pabbly Connect Webbooks is the add-on which we need to install in Google Sheets. Okay, so as you can find, I've already installed that. I'm just going to cross this, and when you will install the add-on, you just need to refresh the page once and you will find the add-on over here. As we can find Pabbly Connect Webbooks, we will directly go towards initial setup. And basically, we need to do an initial setup for connecting our spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect. Okay, first of all, we have to enter the webbook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect here in this field. And then next it is asking us is the trigger column. The concept of trigger column says that whenever the data will be entered up till this particular column in the spreadsheet, the response will be captured in Pabbly Connect automatically. So as you can find in the background, I have 5 columns in the spreadsheet. My last column, that is column E, is going to be my trigger column because I want that whenever the data will be entered up till column E, automatically then the response should be captured in Pabbly Connect. Here I will enter capital E and now we are going to click on send test. But before that, because we do not have any data here in the spreadsheet, we will first have to fill the form so that the response could be captured automatically in this particular Google Sheet. Okay. So here I am going to copy the link of the form. I will shorten the link and now I'm going to click on copy. So I have copied the link of the form. We will open it in a new tab and I am going to fill this form to submit it. So let's start with a name. Let's say the name is dummy user. Here I am going to enter a random email, dummy78@pabblitudes.com, and now I'm going to enter a random contact number. Okay, the item name is t-shirt. So let's suppose a client is submitting this form with the details in order to get the details or quotation related to a particular product. Okay, let's click on submit. And as soon as we have submitted the form, we will go back and check on the Google Sheet. And here the response is captured. Okay, so now we are going to send this response towards Pabbly Connect. And here the test data is sent successfully. So let's go back towards Pabbly Connect and here we can find that yes, we have already received the response. And in the response, we have received all the details which are being captured from Google Form response. Name, email, item name and the contact number of the person. Now, by using this response, what we are going to do, we are going to create a code in Xero. Okay, so basically a client has submitted this form for receiving the details and the quotation related to a particular product. And now we want that as soon as this form will be submitted, automatically the quotation should be created in Xero. So for that, we will move further. But before that, here I want to set a condition that only if the client or a customer who is submitting the form is already my existing Xero customer, then the code should be created in Xero, otherwise not. For that, what we are going to do, we will simply search the contact by using the response which we have received in Xero. And if that contact will be an existing customer or contact in Xero, then we will move further. So we will move further towards our action step. And in our action application, we will search for Xero. Let's select it. And in the action event, I'm simply going to select search contact by email or account number. Okay, let's click on connect. And now from the given options, I'm going to select add new connection. We will click on connect with Xero. And now Pabbly Connect is asking us for the permission to access our Xero account. Let's click on allow as it is 100% safe. And with this, the authorization has become successful. So now Xero account is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. We will move further. And now the first thing it is asking us is the tenant, that is the name of the organization, which is already selected over here. We will move further and now it is asking us from which ID you want to select the user or the contact. Choose search parameter. By what parameter you want to search the contact. So here I have two options, account number or email address. I want to search the contact with the help of email address, which we have received from our earlier response. Okay, the next is the search value. Okay, so here we have to enter the email address of the person through which we want to search the contact. We have already received the email address from Google Form response. So we will simply use the same response in order to map the data over here. What is mapping? Mapping is inserting the data from previous step. Here our previous step is given. Let's select it. And here are all the details. Now we want to map email. So we will simply select email and it is mapped. When we have mapped this email over here, it is going to be replaced with each and every response. So now whenever a new form will be submitted in Google Forms and the response of that form will be captured here in Pabbly Connect, automatically the email is going to be replaced with a new email of a new person. But in case if we will enter it manually, then it will become static and it is not going to change with each and every response. Then the workflow will get stuck. So now whenever a new form response will be captured, automatically this email is going to be replaced. And then with the help of that new email, the contact will be searched. Okay. Now, after entering all the details, let's click on Save and Send Test Request. and we have received the response. Along with the response, we have also received the contact ID, and this means that this contact does exist in our Xero account. Okay, so now we will move further, and here in the workflow, I want to set up a condition. What condition I want to set? That only if the person will be an existing contact or customer in Xero, the workflow should continue, otherwise not. So here we will apply filter. Let's click on plus sign to add one more action step. And we will simply apply filter over here. Now what is filter? Now filter is an inbuilt feature of Pabbly which allows us to set conditions in the workflow according to our choice. We will select the action event as filter values and we will click on connect. After building the connection, the next thing which we have to apply over here is we have to set the condition. Okay, so first of all, we will select the label, then we will select our filter type and then the value. So I want to keep the label as the contact ID which we have received from our earlier response. So this is the contact ID which we have received, and I want to set a condition that if this contact ID which we have received from earlier response exists in Xero, then the workflow should continue, otherwise not. Okay, let's click on save and send test request button to check whether the condition is true or not. And yes, our condition is true. But in case if the contact ID does not exist, the condition will become false and the workflow will stuck here only. Okay, now we will move further, and here now we want to finally create a quote in Xero. Okay, add action step button. And once again, we are going to select Xero as our action application. And now we will select the action event as create new quote draft. We will click on connect, and because we have already built a connection with Xero, we will select the existing connection only. Let's click on save, and Xero is once again connected with Pabbly Connect. So we will move further. The organization is already selected over here as Paptutes. The next thing which we have to enter is the contact ID. Now here we have to enter the contact ID of the person for whom we want to create the quotation. We have already received the contact ID from Xero in our earlier response. So we will simply use the same contact ID. Okay, done. The next is the contact name. So now we are simply going to enter the name of the contact which we have received from our earlier response. This is the name dummy user. Okay, done. The next is date. Here we have to enter the issue date of the quotation. So again, we have received the date from our earlier response, that is from Google Form response. This is the date. Now, in order to map the date, we will have to change it in the required format, that is year, month and the date format. And for doing that, I'm simply going to use one more action step in between. We will click on add action step button, and the step is going to be date time formatter. So date time formatter is again an inbuilt feature by Pabbly which allows us to format the date according to the workflow requirements. Here our action event will be format date only. We will click on connect, and now after building the connection, we have to enter two details. First of all, the date which we want to format. So we want to format the date which we have received from our Google Form response. Let's select it. Now the next thing which we have to select is the from format. That is the format in which we have received the response. So we have received the date in this format, that is month, date, year and the time. So let's select it. Okay, and now we will simply select the to format. That means in which format we want the date. So I just want the date in this particular format, year, month and date. I will simply select that, and now we will click on save and send test request. And we have received the correct format of date. Now by using this response, we are going to map the date over here. Once again, we will go towards the date section. And here we can find the option of date time formatter in our earlier response. This is the date. So we have mapped it. Okay. The next is expiry date. I do not want to enter the data in this field. If you want, you can definitely add it. Now the next is the line item descriptions. So here I am going to map the name of the product which we have received from our earlier response. That is t-shirt. Okay. The next is the line item unit price. So let me enter the price as, let's say, 500 rupees. Line item amount, again 500 rupees. And here the total. Okay, if you want, you can also enter some other details over here. Let's say subtotal, tax amount or discount rate. Now we will simply click on save and send test request button. And here we have received the response. Along with the response, we have also received the quote number. So this means the quote is created in Xero. Let's go and check towards Xero account. And you will refresh the page. And yes, we can find that a new quote is created for dummy user. And here we can find that yes, successfully a new quote is created for dummy user for the product, that is t-shirt. The quantity is 1 and the price is also given over here. This means that our workflow is perfectly successful. And now whenever a new form will be submitted in Google Forms, automatically by using the response of that form, a new quote will be created over here for a specific product in Xero. Now we have to do one more thing. We will go back towards the Google Sheet which we have linked with our form, and we will go back towards extensions, and now again Pabbly Connect webhooks, and this time we will click on send on events. as we have done this, we have made sure that whenever the data will be entered up till our trigger column, that is for example, here our trigger column is E, then the data will be keep on sending towards Pabbly Connect and our workflow will run smoothly. Okay, let's go back towards Pabbly Connect and we will summarize what we have done here in this workflow. So we have taken 5 simple steps, trigger and 4 actions. In trigger, we have taken Google Forms, and in action, we have taken Xero, filter by Pabbly, date time formatter, and again Xero. And we have connected all of them by using Pabbly Connect in such a way that now whenever a new response will be captured from Google Forms, automatically by using that same response, a quote will be created in Xero for a particular product. But only in the case if the person who have submitted the form is already an existing customer or a contact in Xero. Okay, so this was the full workflow and these are the steps which we have to follow in order to create this automation. Further, you can add one more action step over here and you can send the same quotation to the customer who have submitted the form through email by adding Gmail as the action step over here. Okay, so this was it in this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate many other applications by using Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can directly reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you want to ask any pricing related issue, then you can directly reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful in any way, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also, please like our videos and subscribe our channel to learn more such automations.